Okay, so right in the last session we discussed about quality center, and we discussed about few concepts about your quality center. What is quality center, what is requirements module, and then what is your test plan module. We are middle of this test plan module, and then we will continue with that test plan module, and then we will continue with the execution, and also defect tracking also we will complete. And also we are parallelly trying to install this ALM with another machine. Hope we will try to install today. We are actually working on it, but still we are trying to install, but we are facing some issues. We are trying to fix them. Okay, so anyone install that virtual machine by any chance? Okay. Now, so as I said, when you talk about your quality center or ALM, you will be having 4 main modules. That is nothing but your requirements, test plan, test lab, and defects. And in the requirements, we will maintain all your requirements. And in the test plan, this is the place where we will maintain all the test cases. That means in this, what we will do is we will clearly mention what is the test plan, how we are going to maintain our test cases. We will be highlighting the complete test cases here. So that is what we started in the last session, test plan. So test plan is nothing but this is the place where you will be having your test cases. That means if you observe here, right, once you go to your test plan, and you can create your n number of test cases here. Now what I will do is, if I'm having like 10 requirements, and what I will do is I will make sure that each and every requirement is covered with your test cases here. Here I will write all my test cases. Okay, and then how to write the test cases also we discussed. What you can do is, whenever if you want to create your test cases, first you can create your folder, like whichever the requirement you are targeting. Say for example, my requirement name is login. I will create a folder called login, and inside that login you can write your n number of test cases, like login with valid user, login with invalid user, like that. And for each and every test case, what you can do is you can write your steps. How we write the test cases other day in your Excel, the same process you will be using here. Here what I will do is I will be writing my test cases. I will be writing the steps for each and every test case. That means first we are creating the folder. Once creating that folder, then what you can do is you can start creating your test cases. Now say for example, here I have created my folder called login, and under that folder I'm planning to create the test cases. So you can do right click also. Right click will work actually. If you want to create anything, whether you want to create the folders, whether you want to create the test cases, simply what you can do is right click on this folder. When you right click, you will be getting the option create a test. Then what you can do is create a test. When you create this test, automatically you will be getting this window. This window is very, very important to write the test cases. Now what I will do is, this is my test. Now my test is login with valid. That is my test name, login with valid. Now you can talk about your test. Yeah, let me maximize. Okay, now once you have created your test here, now you will be giving the details for that, like what is the priority, that is what is the importance of your defect. So this is my login test case. Okay, login with valid. And then when you are creating that, and what is that requirement level, is it a basic or complex, whatever the options are available, you can have your options here. Now the very important thing is, now here just you are giving your details about your test case. You are not providing anything else. The second one, this is very important, design steps. Design steps is nothing but this is the place where you will be writing your each and every step of your test case. That means, right, you remember while writing your test cases, you remember how we will write. You will write like this. So login. So this is my test case. I am creating like this. Login with valid. So this is my test case name. So what I will do is I will be creating the test, and then I will give all the details for this test. Now I will go to the steps, and in the steps what I will do, step 1, I will be providing each and every detail. Step 1, open URL, expected result. Each and every step you have to provide. Expected result, application should open, like this. This is the way you will be doing in your quality center. For each test case, step 2, enter username and password. Expected result for this test. Expected result for this test. Entered username and password should display. Step 3. Step 3. Click on submit button. My expected result home page should display. So this is the way how you will write your test cases, and all these steps you will be preparing under your design step. That means once you click on this design step, you will get your window like this. Once you click on your design step, you will be getting your window like this. Now step 1, I will write that enter URL or open URL, application should open. That is step 1. Now if you want to create a new step, just click on this link. Click on this link so that it will open step 2, right? Step 2, step 3, and so on and so on. So now what you can do is you can create your required number of steps for each and every test case. And here, right, see, if I'm having like 5 steps for each test case, everything you have to write manually. But this is a tedious task, right? Every time writing and then writing the steps for each and every test case, and every time saving, and if the network is not available, there is a problem. For that, what we will do is we will always write the test cases in your Excel document, and from the Excel you can export your test cases to your quality center. I will also tell you how to export your test cases to your quality center. Not only test cases, you can also upload your defects as well. Okay, like this. Now you can add your n number of steps for each and every test case. Okay, fine. Any doubt, please let me know, because right, I hope you will be clear with these theoretical concepts only, but once I will go to that tool, then you will feel very comfortable. Okay, try to understand with the theory itself, please. Anyway, we will be talking about that tool. Now once I am done with my steps, you will be getting your steps like this. It's a proper steps. Like if you are having like 3 steps also, everyone will display like this. Everyone display like this. So click on plus, and you can add your n number of steps here. Okay, you can also see here. So to create any step, click on new step, which is nothing but this icon, and then give your step name, description, expected results. So for each step, that is mandatory. These are all your mandatory, and if you want to add n number of steps for each test case, you can add your n number of steps. There is no limitation. This is how you can create your test cases. Now that means now once your test case is created, it will look like this. Once your test case is created, look like this. That means, see, this is your test case, and for this test case you have given your details of the test case, and you have given the design steps for that particular test case. Now the next one is test script. Test script is for your automation testing. This is not for your manual testing. This is for your automation testing. This is for your automation testing. Like if you guys are doing your QTP and QC integration, then you will be using this tab. Otherwise we will not use this. This is specifically for your automation testing only. This is not for your manual testing. Remember this. And then next thing is, right, once I have created my test case, and then once I design my steps for each and every test case, If you want to provide any attachments, you can give, like if you want to attach any screenshots or if you want to attach any documents, then what you can do is you can go to your attachments and you can add your required attachments. The next important one is, once you are done with your test case, for each and every test case you can track with your requirement. So I told you requirement traceability matrix is very important for any tester. Now once I am done with my test cases, now I wanted to track my requirements with my test cases. How to do that? For that, what you can do is, once the test case is created with your steps, then what you can do is you can see a tab called requirement coverage. This is available for each test case. Okay, this is available for each and every test case, you can see here. Now with the help of this requirement coverage, what you can do is you can track your defects with your test cases. This is mandatory because when you go to any organization, this requirement tracking with the test cases and then test case tracking with the defects, these are all the very common responsibilities you have to do in your quality center or ALM. Now here, now once you click on your requirement coverage, and this requirement coverage is used to track your test cases with your requirement. That means now my test case is ready here, right? My test case is ready. Where is my test case? This is my test case. Now this test case is ready. Now I want to attach this test case with my login requirement. For that, what you can do? Click on this requirement coverage. Click on this requirement coverage. When you click on this requirement coverage, when you click on your requirement coverage, it will look okay. Here this is not mentioned. That is fine. When you click on your requirement coverage, it will be look like this. Let me show you. Now you can see that. Select the test case. Select the test case. Click on your requirement coverage. Once you click on your requirement coverage, then it will open up this window. This will open up that means. That means, right, once you are selecting this requirement coverage, immediately it will show all the requirements, all the available requirements from your requirement module. Whatever the requirements are available in your requirement module, everything will display here. See, you are selecting the test case and you are selecting your requirement coverage tab. When you are selecting your requirement coverage tab, you can see all the requirements in your right hand side. Whatever the requirements are available in your requirement tab, everything will available here. Everything will be available here. Now which requirement you want to track? Which requirement you want to coverage? Now this is my login script. So what I will do, I will select my login, click on this icon. That's it. When you click on this icon, that means whatever the test cases you have written, you mapped this test case with so and so requirement. Now what will happen is, once you are tracked and if you go to the requirement tab, it will clearly mention how many test cases are assigned, how many test cases are mapped with each and every requirement. They will clearly mention because it's a tracking. It will do the tracking for each and every phase. Okay. Now what I can do is, once I click on this requirement coverage, it will open up all the available requirements. You can select the required requirement and then click on arrow mark. Once you click on your arrow mark, then what it will do is, it will be mapping that requirement with that test case. This is how you will be mapping that. Okay. Clear? Now one more thing is, like, now I have this link defects. Actually we will not do right away. Usually we will do this defects once we are done with execution. Now just imagine that you are doing your execution, and during the execution, like, one of the test cases failed and I want to attach the defect with my test case. Yes, you can do that. Just click on your link defects. When you click on your link defects, then what will happen is, it will open a window. I will show you that. Each and every window I will show you. Only thing is, tool is not there in our hand, but I can show you all the flows. See, once you click on your link defect, it will open like this. It will open like this. Now what you can do is you are planning to link your test case with your defect. You know the defect ID? If you know the defect ID, then what you can do is you can see here. Here you can see defect ID and all, right? Where is that? Defect ID. I will show you the screen. Now what you can do is if you know the defect ID, just put your defect ID and click on search, so that here you can see there. Now when you click on this link defect, you will be getting this kind of screen. Now my defect ID is 208. Then what you can do is here, if this is a new defect and this is your second icon is your existing defect, click on the second icon so that it will open a dialog box. Now you can enter your 208 because you know the defect number is 208. Enter your 208, click on OK button. Once you click on OK button, now the test case is linked with your defect. See here, we are creating the test case and also we are linking the test case with required your all the modules, like I'm linking the test cases with the requirement. I'm linking my test cases with the defects. Like if you know that the defect is related to so and so test case, just go to your link defect and give your defect number. Then automatically it will be, that particular defect will be added to your test case. Okay, clear? This test case creation is clear or any doubt? Okay, fine. So this is how, right, this is how you can create the test cases. And once my test case is created in my quality center, I can link my test case with the requirements, defects, all those things. This is what we discussed. Now as I said, right, every time if you want to write the test cases in the quality center, it's not ideal and it's not possible also. So most of the times what we will do is we will try to write the test cases in the Excel document and then export to your quality center. This is a common thing will happen in the organization. That means I'm having test cases in the quality center. Let's export all the test cases to the quality center. Otherwise, I'm having the defects in my quality center. I'm having the defects in my Excel. I want to export everything to our quality center. Everything you can do that. Always you can export your Excel data to your quality center at any point of time. For that also I will give you the steps. First thing, right, just imagine that I'm having my test case. Let me open the test case document. I will also try to explain with that document. I stop sharing. Let me get one test case document. Where is my test case document? Okay. Now right, I'm having my test cases in my Excel. I wanted to export all these test cases to quality center. How to do that? Now I will tell you with the help of your screenshot how you can export your test cases into your quality center directly. So usually what will happen in the real time is we will write the test cases in Excel. Once everything is finalized, then what you can is you can simply export all the test cases into your quality center. For that, what you will do is you will be following that procedure. Now I will tell you. Fine. So whenever, right, if you are having any test cases, now this is my test cases. I wanted to export these test cases to my quality center. What to do? For that, the first thing is make sure that you have downloaded your quality Excel add-in. That is the first thing, right? So export test cases test cases from Excel to quality center. So quality center or ALM, both are same. Okay. Now I wanted to export my test cases to the quality center. How to do it? How to do that? Now, first thing what you have to do is make sure that Excel add-in is installed in your quality center. Add-in is installed in quality center. That means first thing what you have to do is you have to make sure that your Excel add-in is installed. How to install means what you can is go to your quality center. If you go to your quality center, and in the quality center what will happen is you will be having an option called your add-ins. Now what you can do is if you go to your quality center, now I'm talking with respect to your ALM. Now once you go to your ALM, right, in this ALM what you can do is you can download your Excel add-in. How to download means click on your tools. First you are trying to install your Excel. Click on tools, more add-ins. So what I said is make sure that Excel add-in is installed in your quality center. Click on your add-ins. Now it will open all your add-ins. Then what you can do is here my intention is to work with my Excel. Or what you can do is download your Excel here. Just click on your Excel. Click on Excel. Then what you can do is you can download your Excel here. You can download your Excel here. This is the first thing. What you have to do is just go to your add-ins. Just go to your add-ins, and then once you go to your add-ins, okay, once you go to your add-ins, then here my intention is to work with the Excel. So make sure that your Excel add-in is downloaded. Without Excel add-in, you cannot export the test cases from your Excel. That is a mandatory step. Mandatory step is go to your quality center and download your Excel add-in. That is a mandatory one. Once this Excel add-in is downloaded, then see if Excel add-in is downloaded, then you will get one more option here. Here you will get one more option called tools. You will get one more option called tools if you downloaded your Excel add-in in your quality center. Then only you will get, otherwise you will not get it. Now if you see here, see here, if you observe in the screenshot, you can see one option here, add-ins. Under add-ins you can find your export to ALM. So this option you will get once you downloaded your Excel add-in in your quality center, then only it will get it. Now what you can is once you have downloaded, now go to your add-ins and click on your export quality center, export to quality center. Once you click on your export to quality center, then immediately it will pop up a window. Okay, looks you are trying to access the quality center. Fine. See, I told you quality center is a web application. Now once you join the organization, you will be getting the URL for your quality center. That any organization I'm talking. If you go to any organization, what they will do is they will be providing a URL for your quality center. How to access and all. Now this is my quality center URL. Immediately you can enter your quality center URL here and click on next. See, this website is having step-by-step screenshots because ALM installation is little difficult, little tricky. ALM installation is a little tricky actually. That's the reason they have provided each and every screenshot. You can even go through that screenshots also. This is very useful. Now once you enter your URL, whatever you got for your quality center, once you are giving this URL, click on next. Okay, fine. Immediately, right, what it will, okay, it looks like you are trying to access the quality center. It's good. Can you please provide me that username and password? Immediately it will ask, what is the username and password of your quality center? Then what I will do, I will be providing my username and password here. Whatever that username you are having, whatever the password you are having, you just provide here. Okay, I will enter my username and password. Okay, Fine, looks right. Okay, you're trying to access quality center and you have provided a username and password. Even that is also correct. Now, in which project you want me export these test cases? Tell me, in which project? Because when you say that quality center, that is not a single project database. It's a database of all the projects. Now you are trying to upload the test cases. In which test case you want me to upload these test cases? Immediately it will ask. Then what I will do? I will give my project name there. I will be giving my project name saying that my project is so and so. My project is so and so. And then click on next. See, this is the way to upload your test cases to your quality center directly from your Excel. No need to write the test cases in your ALM. If you have already some existing test cases, you can directly export from your Excel. I give my details here. Click on next. Okay, fine. So you give that URL, you give that username and password. You told me that which project you want me to upload. Fine. Where I want to upload? Next question, right? Okay, I can upload all your test cases, but where you want me to upload? Because in my quality center, I'm having different modules. Where you want me to upload? You want me to upload in requirements, or you want me to upload in test, or you want me to upload in defects? Where you want me to upload? Now, if you are uploading the requirements, you can select your requirements, or if you are uploading your test, you can select your test, or if you are uploading your defects, you can select that defects. Now, right now, I'm uploading my test cases so that I can select my test. I can select my test. Okay, fine. See, even right, if you are uploading your requirements or if you are uploading your defects, the story will be same. The same story we will be using to upload your requirements, to upload your defects, to upload your test. Anything is the same story. Only thing is you need to select in which tab you want to upload. Just select it. That's it. Now once you are selecting, okay, then now what you can is you can create a new name, like for your easiness, right? What you can is you can create a new name and then you can use that name whenever you require. I'm creating some name saying that test case mapping, some name, and then click on next. Click on next. Now what will happen, right? You gave all the details, like I'm trying to export my Excel. I gave all the details like which project I want to export, and then what is my quality center URL, username, password, where you want me to export, test, requirement or defect, everything is done. Now the final step, what your tool will ask, okay, looks you are trying to upload some test cases. I agree with that. Can you map your test case? Can you map your Excel columns with my quality center? That means if you see here, so if you see now each and every column, now if you see here, this is my description. Now 1 second, let me show you. This is my precondition. What is my precondition column? F. This is my test case description. What is my test case description column? G. This is my, what is it? Expected results. What is my column? H. That means, so for each and every field, right, there will be one column. Now what I will do is I will be mapping these columns with your quality center fields. That means, right, you remember, if you want to create your test cases in your quality center, you will be going to your design steps, and then you will start creating, your test cases there. You will be start creating your test cases. Similarly, now I want to directly export. When you want to directly export, then what you need to do is you need to map it. You need to map that. For that mapping, what I will do is I will say that, see, in Excel, my description is G column. G column is my description. And if you go to your quality center, description is nothing but you will be having some name here. If you observe here, if you observe while creating your so this is a description. So in your quality center also you will be having your test case description. This is a description. So when you say that Excel F, That means whatever the value is available in your F, it will directly sit here. Because what I will do is I will map in such a way that Excel F is mapping with the description name in the quality center. So you are just trying to map between your quality center and your Excel. Okay. Now what I will do, once you map, you will get like this. See, if you observe here, now this one you need to understand. This window you need to understand. Now what I said is I clearly mentioned, so A column, whatever the data is available in my A should go to subject. That means if you see here, what is A? My A. Whatever the data is available in my A, it will go, that means you map like that. It will go to subject. It will go to subject. This red color means it's a mandatory fields. Now B column will go with the test name. That means whatever the data is available in my B column, that will be considered as a test name in my quality center. So what you have to do is, while mapping your test cases with the quality center, make sure that you are giving the right mapping. Make sure that you are giving the right mapping. Okay. Okay, like this. So what, like this, what you can is, you can map between your quality center and your Excel. See, this is the mapping. This is the mapping I have done, and whatever the C column, it will go as a description. That means here for each test case I am having my C column. For each test case I am having my C column. So whatever is there in my C column, it will go as a description. So what you have to do is, you have to clearly mention what is the data available in your Excel and then where you are exporting in your quality center. Because here, if you observe here my description is available in my G, in my particular template. So in that case, what you have to do is, here description is mapping with your G column. When you say that G column, so whatever the data is available in your G column, it will go as a description in your quality center. Similarly, right, when you say that expected results, what is my expected result? Here, if I go to my Excel, so here my expected result is H. Here my expected result is nothing but H. This is my expected result, H. Then what I will do is, while uploading, 1 second please. Right, I told you, right, this installation is happening. We are facing some issues when we are trying to install. We are facing little issues because this ALM requires some database servers. Installation is a little tricky, so I'm trying to work with this Nishant and Santosh to fix on that. Let's see. Okay. Okay. So here, right, what I will do is I will be giving that mapping between your Excel and your ALM. In ALM, what is the field name? That means if you go to your ALM, you will be having the name of that field. See, while creating the test cases, for each test case, you will be having your field. Say, for example, if you are seeing that priority, right? Now, what I will do, I will map this. I will map this with my, here priority means I will be giving E. So whatever the priority is available here, it will go and it will sit in your quality center. This is how it will work. You have to provide that detail. See, whatever the name, oh, again is calling. 1 second, please. Yeah, sorry guys. Okay, fine. So what you have to do, right, when you want to export your test cases, what you have to do is you have to make sure that you are giving the proper mapping. Mapping is important. When you give the mapping saying that like this is the name in my Excel and this is the name in my quality center, then quality center will take care of that. That means Now if you see here in the quality center, what is the name? What is the name? And then in your Excel, what is the column? Just give the column name. Now what it will do is it will upload each and every test case into your quality center. Everything it will export. Right. Now what you can do is you can map it properly. Once it is done, then what you can do is once you click on export, everything will export here. Everything will export. Once it is exported, it will look like this. It will look like this. So whatever the test cases you said to export, it will export each and every test case to your quality center. Everything it will export. Okay. I will send you this document as well, and also you have that URL as well. Both you have. Just have a look and then try to go with that. See here also you have your steps, each and every step. Every step is there. Okay. So this is how you can create your test cases in your quality center. How you can export test cases into your quality center. Okay. And also we already covered this requirement coverage. Requirement coverage, like how to track your test cases with the requirement, that is already covered. Okay, this is your test cases. Okay, any doubt in your test cases, let me know. I will show you again. Let me go back. So everything is covered. Steps is covered, requirement coverage is covered, and link defects, all are covered. Now once I am ready with my test cases, right? Now my test cases are ready. Now what is my next thing? My next thing is nothing but right, execution. Now my requirements are ready, right? My requirements are ready, and I wrote the test cases for each and every requirement, and I mapped each and every test case with my requirement. Once it is done, my third part is nothing but test lab or test execution, right? We will call it as test lab. Now here what you can do is you can go here and then you can execute your test cases. And I will tell you one simple logic here. A test plan is nothing but that is the place where you can maintain all your test cases. So that is the place where you can maintain all your 100 test cases, means you will be having all the 100 test cases. But when it comes to the test lab, right, I will not execute all the 100 test cases every time, right? Think logically. I will not be executing all the test cases, because what I will do when I say that execution, my execution will be like this, right? My execution will be like this. Functional testing. Under functional testing, I will be writing all my functional test cases. Okay, regression testing, because here testing means I will be doing my testing based on my different activities. I will say that regression testing. I will talk about my regression test cases here. Smoke testing. So what you can do is you can segregate all your test cases based on your plan. And now in the test plan, what you will do is you will be having all the test cases. It's a kind of your master test cases. Now in the execution, in the test lab, what you can do is you can create your test cases based on the testing what you are going to perform. So what I will do is I will be creating different folder, one folder for functional testing, and for the functional testing you can add your functional test cases. How to add, I will tell you in few minutes. And then you can create a folder called your regression testing. Under regression testing you can add your regression test cases. Smoke testing, under smoke testing you can add your smoke test cases. Now go to your test lab, and in the test lab what you can do is you can create your sets, like, right, you can create your sets, because I'm planning to do my functional testing, I'm planning to do my regression testing, I'm planning to do my smoke testing. So create a set for each and every testing. That means what I will do is this is my execution, this is my test lab, right? This is my test lab. This is my test lab. So here what I will do is once you go to a test lab, first you can create your required test set folders. One for your functional, one for your regression, one for your smoke testing. Based on your application, you will be creating your set. See, once you go to that once you go to test lab, you will be like this. Now what I will do is here I will be creating a folder name called some folder name like regression testing or functional testing or performance testing, whatever you want to create, right? You can create your you can create your n number of folders based on your application. Now what I will do is I will be creating a folders like this. See, like this, like this. Okay, like now what you can do is you can create your proper names here. Now I will be creating a folders for one for functional and one for my non-functional. That means I want to create two folders, one the functional test cases, another is my non-functional test cases. Now when you want to, right, when you want to add test cases, now I want to add the test cases for my functional testing. What you can do, right click on the functional test cases and then create a new test set. When you say that new test set, what will happen is it will open your window like this. When you say that new test set, it will open a window like this. It will open a window like this. Okay, looks, you are trying to create your functional test cases, and these are all the test cases available in your test plan module. These are all the test cases from your master test cases. You can also simply say that it's a master test cases. All these test cases are available in your test plan module. So what you want to do? Tell me. Now which are all the test cases you want to add for this particular test set? See, test set is nothing but it's a set of test cases which you are going to execute for that particular set. Now what I can do is, now when I say that new test set, automatically it will be showing you all the available test cases in your right hand side. Now what I will do, whichever the test cases are applicable for that particular functional testing, for that particular non-functional testing, for that particular your smoke testing, select the test case and click on this icon. And here one more point, right? Here this is called your master test cases, and you can add these test cases for your n number of set, right? You may be adding the same test case for different set also. N number of times you can add it. No need to create your test cases again and again. This is a kind of your master test cases, and you can use these test cases wherever you required in your execution. Now what I can do here is, now once I created test set, it will show all the test cases. Select the test case which you are planning to add to that particular set. Click on this arrow mark. It will add n number. You can add 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, whatever like this. So what I will do here, right? Here I will be creating my folders, and I will add the test cases for each and every set. Like for smoke testing, what are all the test cases? For functional testing, what are all the test cases? For regression testing, what are all the test cases? I will do this. Once this is done, right? Once this is done, once this my test cases are done, then what I can do is, now next thing is, right, once your test cases are ready, once your test cases are like this, okay, now what will happen is, right, once you are adding your test cases to your particular shed, it will show like this. It will show like this. Whatever the test cases you have added to that particular test, all the test cases will appear like this. Now you can start executing the test cases. Now before executing, one more point here you need to understand is, now if I want to give the execution flow, that means here you can provide some dependencies for your test cases. That means I want to execute this particular test case on so and so time. Is it possible? Yes. You can provide your timelines for your test case. You know, one thing what will happen is, if I'm a lead for that project, I will set up a time for test cases. Then automatically a mail will be generated to the team saying that you are about to execute the test cases on so and so time. Here you can provide your time dependency. You can provide your time dependency. That means, now here I'm having so and so test cases. Now I wanted to give the timestamp for each and every test case when you are supposed to execute the test case. You can do that, and also you can give some execution dependency. Execution dependency means, if I want to execute the second test case, then my first test case need to be passed, then only I will go to the second test case. So this kind of dependency also you can provide. Where you will provide the dependency? That is nothing but your execution flow. When you click on your execution flow, automatically all the test cases available from your grid, it will show here. All it will show by default. Now, if you want to provide any time dependency or if you want to provide any execution dependency, just double click on it. Just double click on your test case for which you are planning to give your execution time. Just double click on it. When you double click on it, it will open like this. Okay, fine. So you are trying to give some dependency. What dependency you want? You want the execution dependency or time dependency? Now I want to execute this particular test case on so and so time. Then I will say the time dependency and I will give the time here. When you give the time, see how nicely it will come. That means you are executing your test cases on this particular time and a mail will be generated to that particular person, and that person can start executing the test case based on that particular time. You can provide that time for each and every test case in your time dependency. Just double click, nothing else. Otherwise, now say for example I want to give my execution dependency. Here execution dependency is nothing but, now I want to execute this test case only once I am done with my first test case. Otherwise, right, like say for example I want to execute my home page test cases, I will give the dependency saying that if login is successful, then only execute this. That means now what will happen is you can create a new condition saying that new condition. Now what I will do is I will say that if I want to execute my second test case, I want to finish my first test case. I will be giving you this kind of condition. When you are giving this condition, that see what will happen, it will like, now first you have to execute this test case. Once it is done, go to this, go to this, go to this, like. So you can provide your dependencies based on your application. So usually, right, if you want to execute your home page test case, obviously my login should be completed, login should be finished. So what I will do is I will be giving the condition saying that login is finished, like that. This is how you can right, how you can create your test cases in your execution in your test lab. Once the test cases are ready in your test lab, then what you can is you can also give your execution dependency and time dependency for each and every test case. And one more point is, once you have added your test cases to your test lab, by default all the test cases will be having the status as no run, because nothing is executed, right? Just you are adding your test cases in the test lab. Once you are adding, that means by default it will be no run. Once you are done with your execution, then you can change the status to pass or fail accordingly. Fine. Now I added my test cases here. Once I have added my test cases here, now what you can do is, once the test case is added, now what you can do is, now just now, right, I will show you one screen where you can find the run button. Once the test cases is ready for the execution, see here, right, here your test case, all test cases are available, and right now by default the status will be no run. Now what you can do is, whichever the test case you are planning to execute, select the test case, right, whichever the test case you are planning to execute, select the test case, click on run, right, you have to click on run, right. Once you have added all the test cases in your lab, you can see all the test cases there, and if you want to execute the test cases, select the test case. Once you click on run, this window will open. Once you click on your run, this window will open. Okay, fine. Now what I will do is I will say that begin run. So here run is nothing but, what do you mean by run? Right? Execution. What you will do in the execution, you remember in your manual testing, while doing your test cases in your Excel document, you will be writing all the test cases, and once the application is given, you will be executing these test cases on the application. If expected and actual result is matching, you will say that pass, otherwise fail. The same thing you will be doing in this tool, but the thing is, here everything can be tracked. Now click on your begin run. When you click on your begin run, that means your execution will stop. Your execution will stop. Now, once you click on your begin run, your execution will start. Then what it will do is, it will come like this. It will come like this. Execution starts, and if your test case is having like 4 steps, just imagine that my test case is having 4 steps. Now it will go to the first step. So what is the first step? Open your browser, and expected is Mercury Tools open. That means now what I will do is, I will go to that browser, and in the browser I will enter my URL as so and so, and click on enter. See that what is happening in the application. Write your actual result here. So here also you are doing manual testing, but here everything you are doing in the tool itself. Now what I will do is, I will be writing my actual result, and if my expected and actual is matching, then you can change the status as pass. If it is not matching, then immediately change the status as fail. Change the status as fail. Now this step is done. See, every step what you are doing is, for every step you are seeing that description, go to that application and see that what is happening in the application, and write your actual value. If your expected and actual values are matching, say that pass. If it is not matching, say that fail. So you can change the status, and if it is only one step, then you can stop run. But here, right, I want to execute some more steps because I am having more steps. Click on next step. You can see that one more icon here. Click on next. So when you click on this next, then it will go to second step. It will go to the second step. Again, execute your second step. You can write your actual result, compare with your expected results. If it is matching, then you can write the status as passed, else you can write the status as failed once it is done. Now you are having third step. Again, click on that. Continue with your third step, fourth step. Once you are done, right, once you are done, then what you can do is, you are done with your particular test case. Okay. Now if you want to come back, you can click on this compact icon. You can see that. If you want to come back, you can click on this particular icon. Okay, fine. So once I am done with my testing, right, what it will do is, so it will automatically update all the results in your test results, test lab. You remember, right, test lab, you added all the test cases, and then once the time comes, then you can execute each and every test case in your lab, and while executing, you can write your actual result for each and every step of your test case, and you can change the status accordingly. And whenever the status you are changing to pass, automatically it will reflect here. It will reflect. Earlier it was no run. Earlier it was no run. Now it will change the status according to your execution. If all the steps are passed, automatically it will say that passed. If at least one of the step is failed, then it will say that test case is failed. Test case is failed. And also if you see, right, the timestamp also will come from each and every test case. That's the advantage. Now everyone knows that, like, when exactly you executed the test cases. Right? If you are doing in the Excel sheet, who knows when you executed and all. So you can do your manipulation at any point of time. But here, everything can be done in your tool, and everyone knows that what is happening, and when you have done this task and all, everyone will know that. That's the advantage. Okay. Now what you can do is, if you want to stop your execution, like, right, now I am executing my test cases. Once you are done with your first test case, and if you want to plan with your second test case, again click on run, third test case, fourth, fifth, sixth, and so on. Once you are done with your execution, then what you can do is, click on your end run. You can see this icon. Click on end run. When you click on your end run, that means your execution will stop. I'm done with my execution. Say for example, today my task is to execute 10 test cases. I will execute each and every test case, and I will update that status accordingly. Once I'm done with the 10 test cases, I don't want to continue with my execution. Just click on your end run. When you click on end run, your execution will be stopped. Okay. Once your execution is over, then you can see your result status like this, like whether it's passed or failed. As I say, If all the steps are passed, then automatically your status of the test case will show that passed. If at least one of the step is failing, then automatically it will update your status as failed. Okay, like this. Fine. Any doubt on this execution, let me know. So it will come like this. Okay, same thing. It will come like this, begin run, and you can start execution. For each and every step, you can write your actual results and compare with your expected results. If it is matching, you can change the status as pass or fail. And once you are done with your all the steps, then automatically it will update in your test lab whether your test case is pass or fail. If all the steps are passed, yes, it will pass. If it is one of the step is fail, it will say that failed test case. This is your execution. Once your test case is failed, then your defect will comes into the picture, right? So if everything is passed, we are good, okay? But whenever test case is failing, then my defect comes into the picture. Now for that defect, what you need to do is, you need to discuss about your defect. Okay, fine. Anyone can talk about your quality center, whatever discussed till now. Just brief me about like what is your quality center and what are all the different modules, what we discussed till now. Anyone can brief me? Anyone can brief me? Anyone can brief me? No. So that is fine. If it is incorrect also, that is fine. Anyone can brief me like what is quality center, what are all the modules are available. As a tester, what is your responsibility in each and every module? Till now, we left with only one module, that is your defects. Okay, we left with one module, that is your defects module. Okay, till now, whatever the modules we discussed, can anyone brief me on that? Okay. Anyone can brief me on this requirements, test plan and test lab? Okay, fine. So like right, as I said, in your quality center, you are having 4 main modules: requirement, test plan, test lab and defects. I discussed about your requirements, test plan and test lab. Requirements is nothing but the place where we will maintain all the test cases, all the requirements, and test plan is nothing but the place where we will maintain all our test cases, whatever the test cases we are going to work with that particular application. And then the test lab is nothing but the place where we will execute our test cases, and based on your execution, your all the test cases status will appear, whether it's pass or fail. Once the test case is failed, then your defects will come into the picture, and we will talk about that defects tomorrow. And I will work with Santosh and Nishant on this ALM now. Okay, fine. Any doubts you can ask me, otherwise we will meet tomorrow, guys.